Imagine being 18, standing at a crossroads, believing your path is clear and your purpose is set. Now, imagine 10 years down the road, that same path fading away and that same certainty crumbling as a different truth emerges, whispering persistently to you, you need to quit. Have you ever felt trapped by a decision, feeling compelled to see it through even as your inner voice cries out for change? Society tells us that quitting is failing, but I'm here to challenge that notion today, because sometimes the most courageous act is to purposely abandon a life path and embrace change, choosing authenticity over conformity, choosing peace over turmoil. You see, when we embark on a project, enter a relationship, or build a business, there is a thrill and expectation and a sense of purpose. But what happens when those decisions no longer serve us? Ending a relationship or closing a business or stepping away from a life, these acts of quitting are often stigmatized as admissions of defeat, clouded with feelings of guilt and shame. Yet quitting can be a powerful act of self-affirmation, a courageous way of putting yourself first, and an essential step towards living an authentic life. Hello, my name is Cecilia, and I consider myself a spiritual being having a human experience on this beautiful planet. And I live life as a mom, a lawyer, and a coach. See, at 18, I made the biggest decision of my life. I decided to enter the convent to serve God. So as soon as I finished high school, I was enrolled into the program called Postulancy, which is a come and see program. And this program, the sisters call it come and see because you observe their life, you see for yourself, and determine if this is how you see yourself. So 29 of us young ladies entered the convent, and for a year we lived together. We participated in the acts of the sisters, and at the end, 9 of us were approved to go to the next stage. So the next stage was candidacy, which was a more formal training experience. And we did acts of service at the school for the deaf, at the orphanage, and we prayed, and we did everything that the sisters did. And again, an evaluation was done at the end of that 1 year. And out of the 9 of us, 8 of us were now chosen to go to the next stage, which was the novitiate. Now, living with the sisters and entering the novitiate was a time of intensive training. We took personality courses like the Enneagram. I discovered that I'm number 3. Those of you who have done that course, we did IQ tests. We also learned about the founder of the Dominican Sisters, the history of the Catholic Church, and we learned about the vows of chastity, poverty, and obedience. The schedule was strict. It started at 5 a.m. with an hour meditation, and then followed by a church service. Then we did our chores, and we were in the classroom to learn. I do have a lot of fond memories about the novitiate, lots of fun stuff that we still chuckle about today. So as we moved ahead towards the end of the novitiate, we prepared for our first vows. And this was a big celebration for family, friends, and the sisters. And we were ready now to conquer the world, so to say, to go and serve and be part of the service that the Dominicans gave. So I was very active. I was privileged to do a TV show. I was on radio. I was leading retreats for the youth. In fact, I kind of think of that time that like I was a celebrity nun. Those of you who have watched movies like Nuns on the Run or Sister Act or The Sound of Music. So a lot of these, I needed to think about how I was going to serve. So I said to the sisters I wanted to be a lawyer. And they told me that, no, actually, you only have 2 choices. You can be a teacher or a nurse. So that troubled me because I really had this burning desire to become a lawyer. So I struggled with that. But because I was determined to continue to serve as a sister, I continued on my path. And then I also had to deal with inappropriate advances from the priests and other people. And so this made the struggle even more. And I had this constant churn within myself about, do I see myself living this life until death? Because we were preparing for final vows. So at that time, I really needed to think and to make a decision. And the biggest fear for me was, What would God say? What would the sisters say if I decided to leave the convent? And in all these questions, I think I forgot the most important person, who was me. So what would Cecilia say in this? So once I founded my why and what I was doing, that made the decision a little easier. And so I decided that I was going to live the life that I had known for 10 years and embark on a totally different lifestyle and life path so that I follow my dreams of becoming a lawyer. It wasn't an easy decision, but it was one of the best decisions that I had made in my whole life. So leaving the convent wasn't about giving up. It was about embracing a new beginning. Despite the love and sense of community and all the things I was involved in, I knew deeply that I was being called to do something else. So walking away was an act of courage, a step towards living my authentic life. So today, as a lawyer, I advocate for those without a voice, seeking justice in ways I could never have done within the confines of the convent. So my journey as a nun wasn't in vain. It prepared me for the path that I am in today, equipping me with the resilience and the deep sense of purpose. So I've supported a lot of people who are going through separation and divorce. I have also supported and coached over 3,000 leaders, and I've advocated for thousands of marginalized people and championed diversity and inclusion. And currently, as an advisor to the Minister of Justice and Public Safety on hate crimes, I've navigated the murky waters of hate and bias-motivated crimes and created a blueprint for how our society can prevent all forms of hate. My story taught me that quitting isn't always a sign of weakness. It's a brave step towards self-discovery and authenticity. It's about recognizing when a path no longer serves us and having the courage to forge a new one. So I urge you today, if you're at a crossroads and you need to make a decision, listen to your inner voice, embrace the change, and remember, the bravest thing you can do is to choose yourself. So sometimes it's okay to quit. Thank you.